Your financial journey starts with one decision. House hacking could be that gateway that you've been waiting for to get to your dream goal. House hacking isn't just an investment strategy, it is a life hack that can turn your biggest expense into your greatest investment. Ready to discover how you can fast track your wealth building journey and turn your home to a wealth building machine? You have come to the right place. Let's dive into the video. Let's talk about who should actually house hack and who should not house hack. Number one, if you want to reduce your living expenses or you want to supplement your kind of expenses, let's say your total household monthly expenses is around $4,000 and you have 2 or 3 rooms that are just being empty, you might consider house hacking, as you're going to be using the income from there to reduce your monthly expenses. Number 2 is that if you love real estate and you would like to learn for free or learn with zero risk, you will buy that property as a owner occupy. You just have one tenant on the other side. You're going to be talking to this tenant and learn about real estate with less risk to you as compared to if you buy it as a typical investment property that require you to put 25% down. Number 3 is that if you don't mind sharing walls with your tenant, because either you rent by the room, you're going to actually be sharing the same space with them, but if you do a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex, you would be sharing walls with at least one of the tenants. If you're comfortable with that, most of the construction, the insulation are always very strong that you might not be able to hear the next neighbor making noise, but just know that it's not going to be 100% privacy. Number 4 is that if you are living paycheck to paycheck, this is definitely something you want to consider, as that would drastically cut your expenses by almost 70% if you do it right. And again, I've helped people to realize this. That's why I'm talking from experience. Number 5 is that if you love extra passive income, I will call it semi-passive, because it's not going to be completely passive. Either you manage it by yourself or you hire a manager. Now you have to manage the manager. So I will not tell you this is going to be passive income, but it can be semi-passive, especially with all this, rental property management software out there. It has never been so easy to manage property, in this new age. If you want to save on property taxes, this one is big one. Most people don't think about property taxes, but it's actually something you should be thinking about. If you want to save about property taxes, you definitely want a house hack. If you have passion for real estate, you should definitely start with house hack, because it kind of just is like a training wheel. It just puts you on the training and you just learn about it without paying any extra coaching or without paying some expensive mentorship to get into real estate. So who are the 5 people that do not consider house hacking if you fall into these 5 categories? Number 1 is that you don't have any passion for real estate whatsoever. Number 2 is that you want to control your privacy. You really like your privacy and you don't want anybody to interfere with you, or you don't want to deal with any other person apart from just your family. Then don't consider house hacking, because your privacy will not be 100%. If you inherited a lot of wealth, or you are a successful entrepreneur or business owner or employee, and money is not really your problem, you don't need to house hack because you're doing fine. This is really for people that really want to supplement their living expenses. All right, so that being said, I will take you to what are the 4 steps that you should consider if you want a house hack. I will make it so simple for you, and after watching this video, you should be able to successfully buy your first couple of house hack without any problem. And if you think you want a house hack, please drop the word house hack in the comment section below. I will read it and I will reach out to you to see how we can potentially work together. The first one is, what are the financing options you're going to be exploring? I mentioned about FHA. I mentioned about conventional financing. You can also use USDA loan if you live in the rural area, or your area is kind of classified, by the USDA as rural. Or you can use a VA loan, which is Veterans Affairs, if you have any affiliation with veterans. Maybe you're a veteran yourself. Any reason you qualify for VA loan, I would say you should take advantage of that. Now, VA loan is 0% down. That's why I say you can actually buy house hack with 0% down. But there are some pros and cons to it as well, and I would strongly recommend you talk to a lender. Now, the top 2 that I've helped people to do a lot of time is using conventional 5% down payment and 3.5% FHA loan. Now, these are very, very easy to do, and if you need a recommendation for a lender, simply DM me house hack on Instagram at Wale_Lawal, and I will connect you with my rockstar lender to get you pre-approved, and hopefully that will help you to buy your first couple of house hack. Now, the requirement for FHA is that you have to have minimum of 580 credit score. This has to be owner occupied. That is, you will tell them that you will live there and you have to live there for at least 1 year. Now, you also have to make sure that property qualify for the kind of loan you want to use it for. Like I mentioned, if you are using a VA loan or USDA loan, we really have to make sure that the loan is compatible with the property. Now, if you want to do 0% down, you can do that, but that requires 650 credit score. That will be a conventional loan. You also must have a steady income. That is, your income must be steady. You have to have a steady paycheck, right? And the last one is that your debt to income ratio, DTI, must be less than 43%. If you have all these things, you will easily qualify to start your house hacking journey. Now, this is a bonus tips. A lot of people actually don't know this one. The lender will be using up to 75% of your projected rental income or your future income that you're going to be collecting from the unit B. Let's say you're buying a duplex. You're going to be living in unit A. They will assume you'll be renting out unit B, which is what you're trying to do anyway, and they'll be using 75% of that unit B income, monthly income, to actually help you to qualify for your mortgage. So let's say unit B is going to be renting for $1,000. For the sake of simplicity, they will be using up to $750 to qualify you for the mortgage. Again, it is a no-brainer for anybody looking to get into real estate or even buy their primary residence in a very creative way. Now, the second step is that you have to research the market. You have to understand, where do I actually want to buy this property? If you live in an expensive market, maybe Washington, D.C., maybe New York, maybe some part of Maryland, and you think that this is expensive in my market, you might need to consider your neighboring markets, neighboring cities that that the price are more favorable, that you feel more comfortable with it. But again, it's all about running the numbers, because I've seen people house hack a property of $1.2 million, house hack a property of $1.5 million. It's all relative to what it's going to be renting for. Now, to make your market research easier, you might need to hire a rockstar real estate investor-friendly agent, because if they are not investor-friendly, they probably don't even understand what house hacking means. So make sure you're not just working with any kind of real estate agent. Make sure they are investor themselves. Preferably, they've done multiple house hack for clients, so that way they can use their past experience to help you achieve your goal. Now, while we're on the market research, you have to make sure that you analyze the rental demand. You do not want to buy in a market that there is no rentals, because if you do that, now your property is going to be vacant, no tenant, and if there's no tenant, there is no income. So make sure you carefully analyze the rental demand in any city you want a house hack, and that will save you a lot of headache and of course a lot of money. Talking about market research as well, you want to avoid flood zone. I do not buy in a flood zone. This should be risk-free investment for you. Finding the right property. How do you find the right property? I strongly recommend you hire an investor-friendly real estate broker that has done house hacking for people many times, just the way I've done for a lot of people. If you're in the Houston, Texas area, I do want to connect with you. If you're not in Houston, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll be able to connect you with another investor-friendly agent in your market that will help you achieve the same goal. That investor-friendly agent will connect you to a rockstar lender that can help you finance the property, or I can even connect you to that lender directly myself. I will still be supporting you indirectly. Now, once you do that, you want to conduct an home inspection. Once you find the property you want to do home inspection. Please do not skip home inspection. This is going to save you a lot of money. The third one under the finding the right property is, I do recommend buying new construction. When you buy new construction, let's say it's 2025 built, you don't have to worry about anything because the house is new. Plus, you immediately eliminate future maintenance for at least the next 5 years. I know that not all markets will support new construction, but I strongly recommend new construction, especially if you're in the Houston, Texas market, or you're looking to buy anywhere in Texas. We do have a lot of new construction, so definitely consider that one, please. The last one is property management. How are you going to manage the property? You should think about it. Now, if you want to self-manage, which I always recommend for first-time investor, because once you buy your house hack, you buy a duplex, now you're an investor. There's a lot of app for free that can help you self-manage. You can use hemlin.com, which is what I use. I do not have any affiliation with them. It's just the tool I've used for the last 4 years, and I love it. Apartment.com is free. You have Avail, you have Buildium, you have Rent Ready, a lot of them that you can do a simple Google search and you will see at least 10 options that you can start with. I do recommend you start for free. If you don't like it, terminate, move on to the next one until you find the one you like. But I do recommend apartment.com because it's free, or Hemlin if you want to pay about $23 every month. Now, the second option is that let's say you're a busy person, you just don't want to deal with tenants, you don't like the drama, hire a property manager, right? To hire a property manager, they will typically charge you between 7 to 10% of your monthly revenues. Some of them might also have a flat fee of maybe $150. But if you are really short on funds or you really want to immerse yourself in this real estate investing and landlording, then you should self-manage yourself. So if you want to get a property manager, comment the word property manager and also send me a DM on Instagram at Wale_Lawal. Send me a DM saying PM and I will make a recommendation between you and my top property managers. Now, I will share a quick example of the people I've helped to buy properties here in Houston area that they've used it for house hacking. If I can count in my career, I'm sure it's more than 50 people, but I do have Johanna, Mayowa, I have Catherine, I have Jonathan Smith. All these people have house hacked successfully. They are really happy with it. Of course, they learn a lot from the process, and trust me, you will not regret it. If you really want to get started in real estate and you don't have a lot of money, but you do meet those criteria I mentioned for financing, I strongly recommend you consider house hacking. Regular people are doing this all day long. They talk about firefighters, talk about police, talk about your teachers. People that are not making so much money, they are doing this all day long because they have also seen that this is our easy ticket, easy pass for us to start building long-term wealth that we've always thinking about. Now, I will be lying to you if I tell you that house hacking is all smooth. There are some things you should consider, and if you know that you are really bothered with some of these things I will mention, maybe you should not house hack. Just buy a regular home. I can still help you buy a regular home, by the way. So make sure you just buy a regular home and let's go of house hacking for now. Once you settle down your home and you have 20% for real estate investment, you can always reach back to me and I will help you buy your investment property. So number one is the zoning. You want to make sure this property is in tenant-friendly community, that is your HOA will allow you to rent out your unit or your rooms to roommate. And I can tell you about 97% of neighborhood in Houston allow that, so I don't really see this as a problem. Now, if you are concerned about your privacy, you probably don't want a house hack because your privacy will not be 100%, especially if you are doing rent by the room. That is, you have a four room, you live in the master bedroom, and you're renting out the other 3 rooms. If you're doing that, your privacy is not going to be 100% because you're probably going to be sharing the same kitchen, and the same walkway, the same entry door, and all those things. So if you're really bothered by, hey, living with people in the same place, I will consider you looking into duplex or triplex or fourplexes as the case may be for you. Now, the next consideration is the tenant screening. You have to be carefully screen tenants because if you don't do that, now you're going to put the wrong person on your property and that can lead to eviction, which you might not want to deal with. But again, if you hire a property manager or you carefully learn through this process of going through tenant screening, which I use TransUnion Smart Move, you can definitely be assured that the tenants are being screened. They will look at their background, they will look at their eviction, they will look at any criminal issue they might have. They will even give you a final recommendation. Some of them will be approve, disapprove, approve with condition, or decline. If you don't know what you're doing, you can easily follow the recommendation from the property management background screening software and you should be fine. Now, the last one is landlord responsibilities. If once you buy a duplex or triplex or fourplexes, again, you are now a landlord. There will be some maintenance that might happen. Very rarely if you're buying a new construction, like I said, but if you are buying a older property, you should be ready for some maintenance. If you have a property manager, they will be the one handling all these things. Of course, you are paying for it, which that's why I don't recommend you buy holder houses. Now, also, you should be planned that you're going to be talking to tenants. It's part of the responsibility of a landlord. And also, you have to understand your local regulations. How does it affect you? If you're okay with these things, I would say go ahead and house hack successfully and you should be good. Now, I'm not going to leave you without giving you some tips on how you can successfully house hack. I want to give you some tips. Number one is, the big one is, put your financing in order. Make sure you understand how much you make every month, how much you can put aside for real estate, and also have an emergency fund, because things do happen in real estate as well. Again, I'm not going to be here and tell you everything's going to be smooth, but if you buy right, you buy the right property, you partner with the right real estate agent, real estate lender, and right property managers, you should have a smooth sailing. Partner with the people that know what they are doing. That will save you a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of headache. Screen tenant carefully is the next one, because if you don't screen tenant carefully, now you can lead to eviction. Eviction does take about 2 to 3 months before they evict that tenant, and while you are going through eviction, your mortgage is still due, so you have to be paying the mortgage. Property management is not all about managing for you. Some of them will help you find tenants, deliver the tenant to you, they do all the paperwork, you just collect your rent every month going forward. But if you want them to find a tenant and also manage it for you, they also have that service as well. Like I said, if you want to get a property manager that know what they're doing, send me a DM on Instagram with the word PM and I will help you make that connection. Now, you do want to set clear boundaries between your tenants and yourself. Now, you want to have something we call house rule. You want to tell them some of the do's and don'ts, so that way you can have some things that kind of guide both of you, and that way you can reduce the probability of something going wrong, and you can also reduce your own frustration that you'll be receiving from the tenants. Now, I do mention this one earlier. You want to plan for vacancy. It's part of the game. If you have not dealt with vacancy, then you've not been investing long enough. I've dealt with some vacancy. I've even dealt with some eviction in my career, because I've been doing it for about 6 to 7 years now. So you would deal with some vacancy. Plan for emergency. 3 to 6 months emergency funds are very typical. That is, if your mortgage payment is $2,000 every month for that unit B, for example, right? Assuming you're buying a duplex, you can plan $2,000 every month times 3 months is what? $6,000. If you have more reserve, you can plan $12,000, because that will be easily save you during the tough time. Maybe you have to go through eviction, maybe something happened. You can use that. That will keep you afloat. That will help you navigate those tough times. And once those tough times are end, you put a new tenant there, then you continue to get your income. But I would say put at least 3 months emergency funds, or we call it reserve, so that way when anything happens, you are not stressed financially. And also, you do not want to lose the property, because if you cannot pay your mortgage, typically in Texas, within 90 days, they will start the eviction process. They will start the foreclosure process on you. So that being said, we've talked a lot in this video. Now, I do recommend you watch this video over and over again, because I kind of quickly went through over some things, because I'm being concerned of your time. Now, we talk about a lot. We talk about how to find it, how to buy it, how to work with an agent. And please feel free to share this with anybody you think will benefit from this video. So now, what is the next step for you now? If you think that, hey, Wale, I get what you're saying. I think this thing really is something I want to do, and I've been talking about it for some time now. I'm ready to take action. I will invite you to schedule a video consultation with me. I will put my calendar link in the description below. Now, if you are new to my channel, once again, I do invite you to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share this video with anybody you think will benefit from this wealth of knowledge I've shared for free with you. If you are going through house hacking right now, or you have a goal for any kind of real estate, or you have some challenges or question about real estate, please drop them in the comment section below. I will be in the comment section myself, replying to them, and I cannot wait to connect with you. So what is your house hack strategy? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be house hack single family? Are you going to be house hack duplex? Are you going to be house hacking multifamily, triplex or fourplex? Or you want to do a single family with a ADU at the back? Or you want to convert your garage space? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I cannot wait to connect with you. I do love to help as much as I can. So feel free to reach out to me. Again, my contact information is in the description below. You can always call, text, email me, as the case may be for you. you, and I hope to connect with you and help you as much as I can. I do hope you find value in this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share with anybody that will benefit from this. Peace, and I will see you on the next one.